Hello everybody. I know we've been kind of absent here quite a bit this month, but it's been a very, very busy month for us here. But anyway, I had a viewer request to do a update on our coal stove. That is, the coal stoves are some of my more popular videos here on the channel, and a lot of people want to know how it's going. Now we're going into our third season, our second full season, but our third season total of running this coal stove. And I thought maybe we'd take a look back at how we got the stove, how we restored the stove, and its first run. And I'll explain a little bit about how it's done for us, how much it's cost, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned.
Yeah, that's good. Bring it a little to your left. Yeah, that's good.
Alright, get right out of the way, because I don't want you to...
Wait. I'll leave mine. It looked like it was about to go off for a second.
Okay. Whoa! That's what I didn't want to happen. Okay, take that camera.
Yep.
Move that camera right out of the way.
It's not leaning on the desk, so I can't lean on it.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be interesting. See if we can get those dancing blue ladies they talked about. Alright, see how well you folks can see that. I've had this burning for just over an hour. Look at them beautiful blue flames. Stove's running about 400, and I'll tell you what, these heat a little bit different. It's kind of an odd thing. It seems to, I guess the best way I could describe it, it's like you're sitting in the sun on a warm day. Kind of neat. So right now I've got 40 pounds in this thing. And I think we're going to leave her there for the night, see how she's burning. Now, I can't tell from watching, I had to do quite a bit to this. I went through it pretty good today. Did a lot of resealing and put the stove polish on it. But I'll tell you, that just shows you a pretty clean burn right there. There's barely even a hint of any yellow in there. It's pretty much just blue flame. The boys on the coal farm, they'll like that. You know, these Vigilant 2s, I know some of them have a bad rap, but, you know, I'm pretty excited about this. Oh boy, look at that front grate, though. That grill's definitely going to have to be replaced. That should be straight across there. Unfortunately, the other one I have in the other stove is even worse than this one. Alright, well, I've been running this thing for about 13 hours now, and I have not had to do anything to it. Not a thing. The only thing that I have done was adjust the temperature control on the back of it for probably the first hour it was running, and it has maintained. I've got it running like 500 degrees right now, and it's been maintaining that for the last 13 hours non-stop. Just beautiful. I can't get over it. House is in the 80s right now. It's probably, I think it's that's 81 in here right now. It's 40 outside, so it's not the best test right there. We'll find out what it really does when it gets down here in the single digits, but I can already tell from the way that the wood stove heated, if I wanted to maintain 80 in here, which is kind of on the warm side, but if I wanted to maintain 80 in here on a day like today, I'd have to run that wood stove about 700, 800, somewhere in there just to maintain it. So what a difference. In that 500 degrees, I can hold my hand on the single wall chimney above it where it meets the metal bestus, the stainless steel pipe that goes up through the roof. So I tell you, this thing is not light, about 500 pounds lugging around on this. I thought my back was going to fold in half last night by the time I was done. I had to stretch out on the floor flat for a while, but to be honest with you, I stayed up till 5 in the morning just staring at it. And it's like, wow, this is awesome. But funny when you do that, how you feel it the next day. It's almost like you've been out drinking all night. Not that I'd know what that's like, but so pretty happy with it. Pretty excited. I'm still on the original 40 pounds I put on there. I haven't added anything to it. Haven't done anything with the shaking it down or anything yet. But we went through it pretty well. I said earlier it was a basket case. It wasn't a basket case. It was just well used, you know what I mean? Just the minor stuff. We had a glass door, one of the glass doors out of the 4, the glass had busted out of it, and Loyal bought a flat cast iron pan and made a metal pane for it, and you know, he did a good job with it. He really fit it well, but I like to be able to see the fire and see what's going on. So he had one door on this one that was still had the glass, but it's been run pretty hot. I think you were running her good and warm, Loyal, but we did a lot with the bricks. I'm just tired. If I'm having a little trouble talking, figuring out what I'm saying here, just a little worn out today. But so yeah, works pretty good. I was worried about the ash pan door. I've got to get a new gasket on it, but it's sealing up all right. If it wasn't sealing up, this fire would be kind of going out of control and I'd be burning it up real fast. But so I am just super impressed with how much heat this is actually putting out. compared to what the wood stove did. And time will tell. We get some good cold days, which we have some, you know, some 0-degree weather coming up. It's funny, this weather, usually the month of February is just as cold as January here, but this month it's been a lot different. It's been a lot warmer. We'll get a day, any day it gets up into the 40s, we're getting extreme wind and rain. So it's kind of grounded me in the house a little bit. That's why the uploads are still a little slow, and it's going to be nice when that's closed in and we don't have to worry about the weather anymore, but it shouldn't be too much longer, I hope. So anyway, appreciate you watching. I wanted to thank Loyal Star and his wife for this opportunity. It was a good trade. I really appreciate it. It was a long haul, but it was worth it to meet some nice people, you know, the regular viewers, and it was worth it, well worth it. And you know, you go and you meet people like that, and it's like you made a friend for life. It's really cool. So anyway, thank you for watching. This is kind of what's going on. This is our conversion from wood to coal. It definitely works a little bit better than the coal grate I made, I'll tell you that. That was just kind of an experiment to see what I could do with it. Anyway, it wasn't really meant to be our full-time way of burning, but I think this is definitely going to be the way to go. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. So that was our coal stove. That was a pretty fun thing. That was the stoves I ended up with came from a viewer up in Oxford, Maine, about 8 hours away from me, and we took a run up one day. I ran up, got them, came home in one day, so we had 16 hours of driving. The next day, I restored the stove. We got it in and we got it running. It took all day and most of the night to get it to that point, but I tell you what, it has been worth it. Now, I mentioned in those other videos on this coal stove that it actually doesn't really cost us much more than burning firewood. So a load of firewood logs up here is up to $1,400 if you get a proper load of firewood logs. Coal, I can heat the house for $1,200 a year if I buy it up here in New York, Pennsylvania. I can get it down there. It's a little bit of some driving, but it's $200 a ton down there. But delivered here, delivered to the house, I can get it for like $300 a ton, a little bit less. So it seems like a lot. You burn about a ton a month. Up here we get a lot of 20, 30 below zero weather up here, especially January, February time. And I've noticed running the stove that it actually heats. The colder it gets outside, the better it drafts, the better it heats the house. Now, when it's 50 degrees outside, I've run it. It drafts just fine. It heats just fine. Drives you right out of there, obviously. But it really seems to like the cold weather. It's really neat how it works. So we're still at the point where I shake it down in the morning. We add some coal onto it, and it'll go until bedtime. Then I'll shake it down again, add a little bit more. Probably one of the big cons to the coal is the amount of ash that's with it. It's probably, I'd say, at least 3 times as much ash with the coal stove as it was with the wood stove. The wood stove, I can shut it down once every couple weeks and really do a good thorough cleaning on it, and it would be just fine. This, I have to clean it out, twice a day, shake it down and get rid of the ash. But the big benefit for us with this thing is pretty much it maintains constantly. It's a steady heat all day, all night. We get up in the morning and the house isn't any colder than it was the night before when we went to bed, which is really nice, because if any of you live in cold climates and you burn wood, you know, unless you get up and fill that stove at 2 or 3 in the morning, your house is going to be freezing by the time you get up. And that was no different for us. Now, we have a furnace, but I don't use it. It works. We went out of town a couple of weeks ago and we ran it then, but other than that, I don't like turning it on. I don't use it. I'm so used to wood type heat and stoves and stuff like that. It's just it's such a nice heat, just a nice heat. But yeah, so we love it. My wife really likes it. The kids like it. I like it. It's pretty easy around here to get coal. You can get it at Tractor Supply. There's a few other places close to us that sell it. I can get it delivered from about an hour away for the same price as going and picking it up. So it's really, for us up here, it's really not that bad. I know in some parts of the country it's a lot harder to get. So that's something, if you're looking to get into burning coal, really do your homework on that. I know my buddy Tim out in South Dakota, a lot of you may know him watching his videos. He's always been interested in doing it, but it's much harder for him to get coal out where he is. We burn anthracite coal. It's a hard coal. It's a very clean burning coal. A lot of ash, but it doesn't give off smoke. The only time you get a little bit of an odor outside is when you first get the raw coal going. Then it's kind of got a little bit of a burning tire smell for a few minutes, and then it goes away. After that, you smell nothing. So it's really not too bad. It's been very, very beneficial for us. We love it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. And for you diehard regulars of the channel, most of you are going to remember what this thing is. And this is a project that's been so long in the making that we are finally going to finish this thing up. I have everything to do it. Now it's just a matter of doing it. This is going to heat the forge area for us, because there's going to be a lot of times when we're going to be in here just grinding without the forge running. It would be awful nice when it's 20 below out to have some good heat in here. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you on the next one.